Hello everyone, Weather Jamaica here. Welcome to this updated video on the weather across Jamaica and the Caribbean. It is Sunday evening, November 27th, 2022. Now before we jump into it, please ensure that you guys like the video, share it, subscribe and tap the notification bell so you'll be notified every time I post a brand new video. Alright, so let us take a look at the significant feature map across the Atlantic for this evening. We see we have a cold front sitting right there across the southeastern United States. We have a cold front north of the northeastern Caribbean, stretching all the way up into the northern Atlantic. And we have a trough right there across the eastern Caribbean, which we'll be talking about later on. Alright, so let us take a look at what happened this evening across Jamaica. A post was made at 5:06 p.m. this evening, and it showed that we had some clouds bringing isolated showers across inland areas of central parishes as well as portions of western Jamaica. And if we actually take a closer look at the map, we saw where those clouds built up across sections of central and western Jamaica. So portions of, let's say, northern St. Catherine, southern St. Anne, northern Clarendon, northern Manchester, northwestern St. Elizabeth, as well as portions of Westmoreland saw some amount of rainfall there. We even had a little, convection burst right there across portions of northwestern St. Elizabeth. So I'm pretty sure that they got some decent rainfall. And if you actually take a look at the Doppler radar images, as you know, Doppler radar images show the actual rainfall as opposed to satellite images that show cloud. And, sometimes we can have clouds across an area and no rainfall. So we can actually see the green that represents moderate rainfall across portions of St. Elizabeth, as well as offshore areas of Westmoreland right there across the sea. Even some of the yellows indicating some strong or heavy rainfall there as well. If you actually take a look at the Caribbean Institute for Meteorology and Hydrology website, rainfall across Jamaica, same places. Inland areas of central parishes as well as western Jamaica. Don't know why it didn't update with that. Rainfall across portions of northwestern St. Elizabeth yet though. Alright, so let us talk about the wind across the island for tomorrow. The Euro has the wind coming in from the east across the island as well as on the GFS, and we actually see those blues building across portions of central and western Jamaica, so we might see some rainfall or convection building in those spots there as usual. And if you actually take a look at the wind shear map for tomorrow, let us take a look at yes, the wind shear map. We see that we're going to be having an east-northeasterly flow from the Euro model, east-northeasterly flow from the GFS. So if anything should develop, more than likely it's going to be on the southern coast of the island where all that low-level wind is going to be building up. And then if there's thunderstorms, it's going to be blown off towards the west-southwest or the west, according to the wind shear map. Let us take a look at the precipitation forecast for tomorrow. According to the Euro, we see that we're going to be having some amount of rainfall across portions of eastern Jamaica. That's about 10 p.m. tonight. Same thing on the GFS. And some of that rainfall could be spilling into tomorrow morning. We still have some isolated rainfall across portions of eastern Jamaica on the Euro for 8 a.m. Same thing on the GFS. And if you actually take a look at 5 p.m. tomorrow, we still see some blues there across portions of southern or central and western Jamaica according to the Euro. Same thing on the GFS. So it might be some amount of rainfall. It could be even some cloud cover. Either way, they're showing blue and they're in agreement. So there's a high chance of something happening. And if you actually take a look at the accumulated precipitation forecast, we see where those greens actually are. So anywhere between 0.1 to, let's say, almost 0.4 inches of rainfall could be expected across portions of the island tomorrow when all is said and done. This map goes all the way up to 3Z on Tuesday. That's 10 p.m. on Monday, and it's actually showing the rainfall. So the Euro is showing more rainfall across portions of, let's say, eastern Jamaica, or more than likely, I don't know, Kingston and St. Andrew. Look at the GFS showing more of the rainfall across portions of, let's say, St. Thomas, Portland. So we shall see exactly what unfolds. So it makes sense that our workers here with the Jamaica made a post this evening. It said that the ECMWF and GFS supercomputer models are in agreement that portions of eastern Jamaica could receive isolated showers tonight into the morning of Monday, November 28, also affecting sections of some central and western parishes late on Monday afternoon. So basically the same maps that were just shown. Eastern parishes tonight into tomorrow morning according to the Euro and the GFS. Central and western parishes in the afternoon. Alright, another post was also made earlier today by Weather Jamaica. It says good news. The highly anticipated Christmas breeze is predicted to make a comeback this Friday, December 2nd, 2022, which will continue until Monday as a cold front is expected to move across Jamaica, bringing its cool, windy, and or wet weather to portions of the island. So considering that we've been talking about cold fronts on the significant feature map, considering that we're about to be affected by an actual cold front, let us get into the details, shall we? So it says here that a cold front is a zone separating two air masses, of which the cooler, denser mass is advancing and replacing the warmer air. And usually what follows cold front is high pressure ridges, and these high pressure ridges have that air flowing all the way from the northern Atlantic anti-clockwise, so going like this in a northeast to easterly fashion. So if cold air is expected, or if a cold front is expected across Jamaica, we're gonna be getting in on some of that cool air, maybe even some rainfall. So it makes sense that when we look at Friday, so just like what they said, it's gonna start at December 2nd. So when you look at windy.com on Friday on the euro, look at what we're seeing. Anywhere from 20 to 30 knot winds across the northern Atlantic, pushing all the way down into Jamaica. All of that strong northeast wind according to the euro. What about the GFS? Basically the same thing, some strong winds. And what's gonna come with these strong winds? December 2nd, some cool air. So I'm not saying that all of this blue represents cold air mass. We're saying that it's gonna be cooler than normal. So we're used to getting up into the 30s or the 31 or 2 degrees Celsius range. We're gonna get some, let's say, anywhere between 25 to 29 degrees Celsius during the daytime across sections of the island. This is according to the euro though. The GFS is showing something similar. Look at those blues. And for contrast, let us give you guys a close up of the Caribbean. Right now we're having, let's say in the reds, some warm temperatures. This is according to the euro. GFS showing the same thing. What about this the 2nd of December? This is Friday. Look at the yellows coming in now. Look at the key. We're getting in on some of that warmer temperature. And if we actually look at the wind bars, we're actually seeing that the flow is from the northeast from on the euro. Same thing on the GFS with those cooler than normal temperatures in the yellows coming in. So we're definitely in for it later on this weekend. So you know, get your jackets, get your sweaters, get yourself ready. And with all of this strong wind and cool air comes the rainfall as well. The euro is showing some rainfall. This is 1 p.m. on Friday. We see those greens across portions of eastern Jamaica, and that's on the euro. GFS is showing the same thing, and that is the thing, you know. That is the thing. This is what causes Portland to be, you know, the main source. When they want to get some amount of rainfall, Portland is where all the rainfall is, especially considering the Blue Mountains are right there. This is why Portland is so wet. This is the amount of rainfall that Portland gets throughout the year. All these purples, dark purples, anywhere between 3,000 to 5,000 millimeters of rainfall across sections of Portland. And it is all of these northeasterly trade winds brought about by the cold front that are mainly responsible for all of this rainfall. Yes, Western Jamaica is used to getting all of that rainfall. We know from that afternoon convection from the east to the west, but Portland is the main hub for rainfall. So it makes sense that when we look at the next 120 hours, by the end of the next 120 hours, by Friday, we're gonna get this amount of rainfall across portions of northern Jamaica. So Portland, St. Mary, St. Anne, Trelawney, even portions of St. James and Hanover getting in on some of that rainfall. And some of this rainfall could spill into portions of southern Jamaica as well. That's on the euro showing up to 1 or 1.5 inches of rainfall. The GFS is a bit more robust, showing up into the 3 inches of rainfall range. So there's agreement in the rainfall where it's gonna be, you know, taking place, but there's a bit of disagreement with the amount. Okay, either way, lots of rainfall coming, and you know how things can get up north with, you know, landslide, mudslides, and so on. So get yourselves ready for all of that Christmas breeze, cool air, and heavy rainfall. Alright, so that's it for the weather across Jamaica. Let us talk about the Caribbean, the Atlantic, shall we? So according to the US National Hurricane Center's page, let's reload that to get the 7 p.m. The next 5 days, nothing is expected. Let's hope it stays that way. Even although we still have a lot of warm water across the Atlantic, we see where the MDR is cooling off a bit. This map was from the 26th of November. Okay, so that was yesterday. And we still have that La Nina across portions of the Eastern Pacific. We still have a lot of dry air. All of this yellow and orange that we're seeing, it's not Saharan dust, it's just dry air. If this was Saharan dust, we wouldn't be seeing blue skies across portions of Jamaica any at all. So it is just a lot of dry air across portions of the Caribbean. More than likely this would be the Saharan dust across portions of northeastern portions of the MDR, northwest of Africa, right there. Moving on, let us take a look back at the satellite images, shall we? So before the sun went down, we can actually see where that cold front is across portions of the eastern US. That cold front that stretches all the way from the North Atlantic to portions of north of the northeastern Caribbean, right there. And we're also seeing that trough. We can see those clouds, those low-level clouds associated with that trough, and the trough is affecting portions of the southeastern Caribbean with a lot of rainfall, lots of flooding rainfall. So areas like Guyana, Venezuela, Tobago, Trinidad, Grenada, okay, getting in on a lot of rainfall. We can also see some clouds piling up into portions of Nicaragua still. Just like what the accumulated precipitation forecast did predict, rainfall across portions of the southern Caribbean, northern portions of South America, and Central America. That's the area of focus for the weather these days. And if we actually take a look at the wind forecast, according to the Euro, we still have about 15 to 20 knot winds across portions of the eastern Caribbean for tomorrow. What does the GFS show? Basically the same thing. Alright, and if we actually look at the rainfall map now, so this map is showing where it's going to be raining from now up until 10 p.m. on Monday. Where do we see the rainfall? Still a lot more rainfall to come, maybe even getting up into the 3 inches of rainfall area for portions of Venezuela, Trinidad and Tobago. Okay, rainfall up into the 2-inch range for portions of Colombia, Costa Rica and Panama, Nicaragua. Okay, we can also see where that rainfall is going to be expected across portions of Jamaica. That's on the Euro though. What about the GFS for the next 24 hours? Same spot, and we know that when there's agreement like this, there's a chance that it will actually go exactly this way. Lots of rainfall for the exact areas being predicted. Let us take a look at the next 5 days according to the Euro though. Alright, so for the next 120 hours, we can actually see what's happening. Lots of green going on. But look at the end of the next 120 hours. We can actually see those wind bars, those isobars coming in from the east-northeast or the northeasterly fashion, even bringing some rainfall across portions of the northeastern Caribbean. Okay, what does the GFS show? It's good that we don't have anything spinning, anything imminent like a storm. The hurricane season is wrapping up. That is good. Alright, same thing on the GFS, same thing on the Euro. That northeast flow is starting to come in with that cold front, and we'll be keeping you all updated. If you actually even look at the precipitation forecast map, the fashion in which the rainfall is situated for the next 120 hours and where it's going to be, northern portions of most of these islands, Cuba, Hispaniola, Puerto Rico, especially Jamaica. Okay, lots of rainfall between all that air that's piling up, that's pushing in between Cuba and Haiti. It's gonna be piling up and bring a lot of rainfall to portions of northern Jamaica. That's on the Euro. What about the GFS? The same thing. Okay, lots of rainfall is expected by the end of the next 5 days. Okay, thank you all for watching. Please ensure that you like the video, subscribe, and tap the notification bell. Do enjoy your work week. Take care. Bye bye now.